three basic key factors people have to keep in mind. One is vaccinating their pets, one is deworming their pet, one is giving the proper prevention and take care of the ectoparasites. And monsoon is kind of a time like the possibilities of falling sick is even more for the pets.
ग्रूमिंग प्रैक्टिसेस के बारे में बात करते हैं या हाइजीन प्रैक्टिसेस के बारे में. सो आर देयर एनी स्पेशल ग्रूमिंग और हाइजीन प्रैक्टिसेस दैट द पेट पेरेंट शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ इन मॉनसून सीजन्स especially?
Of course it is. As I mentioned previously also, like monsoon comes with a lot of moisture and humidity in the air. So that is why apart from the ticks and fleas also बहुत सारे infection होने के chances रहता है. And especially
skin infection या fungal infection.
Exactly. Skin infections, categorically bacterial, fungal, ये सारे infection monsoon पे ज़्यादा होता है. They're more prone to be happening in monsoon times. Pet parents has to be extra cautious, those especially who are having extra furry dogs or cats. For example, whether it's a Lhasa, whether it's a Shih Tzu, whether it's a Golden Retriever, cats like it's a Persian cat or any long-coated dogs or cats, they have more tendencies to catch infections, okay? Because they have long furs, okay? And एक grooming के बारे में एक चीज मैं highlight करना चाहता हूँ. There is a lot of misconceptions some pet parents do have कि गर्मी के time में clipping करवा दो, पूरे फार को हटा दो. एक Shih Tzu या Lhasa को पूरा एक like उन लोगों को clipping करवा के एक that becomes a mess. Correct. Not only in the health aspect, the dog gets mentally quite affected with this also. And regarding the health aspect only, ऐसा नहीं कि monsoon या summer के time में आप skin में ज़्यादा knot हो रहे हैं, ये उसको skin fur ज़्यादा sticky हो रहा है बोल के आप उसको पूरा clipping करवा दो. That is never a good choice. Fur plays a very important role in a dog's or a cat's thermoregulation, temperature maintenance of the body, okay? Yes. ऐसा नहीं कि आप उसको पूरा clipping करवा दिया and he'll get the ultimate relief of his or her life कि मुझे चलो पूरा सुकून मिल गया, मेरा तो natural ऐसी हो गया. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है? They have to be very cautious unless a vet is advising. Never go for a clipping. Trimming करवाइए, जरूर go for trimming if there is not, denote that. If there are skin infections or get it treated, okay? But clipping is never a proper solution for this. You have to be very cautious to make sure giving a proper grooming session every 15 days or a month with a proper medicated bath. At times किसी का अगर infection है ही नहीं, there is no point of giving any medicated bath. आप regular bath ही properly करवाओ. That is enough to maintain their skin hygiene. Dog cat का एक more चीज है, why they are more prone to catch infection than human being. Their skin is way different than human beings. Like for example, their skin pH is more neutral, okay, than human beings, and that a skin is less thicker, I would say. A human skin is made up of 13 to 15 cells, epithelial cells, whereas their skin is made up of only 3 to 5 cells. So that means their skin is way more thinner than us. इससे infection catch करने का possibility और बढ़ जाता है. So being a pet owner, you should be extra cautious about this matter, mostly in the monsoon time. कोई infection हो, rashes हो, before self-medicating and putting any spray or anything, consult your vet to diagnose के कौन सा infection है और उसके लिए क्या किया जा सकता है, ठीक है? At times basic चीज़ों के लिए जहाँ पे infection है ही नहीं, but there are knots, skin ज़्यादा moisture collect कर रहा है, skin fur थोड़ा उसका rough हो गया या ज़्यादा moist हो गया, you need a proper grooming for that, okay? Clipping कभी नहीं, but trimming आप ज़रूर करवाइए, okay? And home shower at times is also fine, but you have to know at least what are the pros and cons. आपको कैसे towel dry करना है, even if you are using this dryer also, not to use too much of hot dryers in their body, okay? As I mentioned already, their skin is more prone and more sensitive than us.
आपने एक चीज मेंशन किया सर कि ग्रूमिंग सेशन 15 डेज में एक बार होना चाहिए. So is it just for monsoon season की बात कर रहे हो specifically या in general for any season in particular?
For other season like winter or summer इतना care भी नहीं चाहिए as compared to the monsoon. Monsoon needs more care for sure. That's why you are having this discussion, I believe. Because monsoon पे ये केयर ज्यादा ही जरूरत है. अगर बाकी रेस्ट ऑफ द ईयर पे यू आर डूइंग इट लाइक वंस इन अ मंथ, एटलीस्ट इट शुड बी ट्वाइस you do in the rest of the years. At least 15 days में करवाना ही चाहिए. Okay.
Got it. Yes.
Especially for the long-coated dogs, short-coated dogs like Labrador or your Beagle or like domesticated cats, जिन लोग का fur length short होते हैं, उनके लिए ठीक है, आप महीने पे एक बार करवा रहे हो, still it's fine because you can see their skin and you can see if they're having any kind of infection or anything, आपको दिख जाएगा. But long-coated dogs पे जरूरी नहीं कि हर टाइम आपको दिखेगा, ठीक है? It might be hidden under the fur, okay? So yes. That is why you have to be extra cautious in the monsoon time.
Great. So मेरा सर आपसे नेक्स्ट सवाल ये है कि आउटडोर एक्टिविटीज या आउटडोर वॉक्स जब भी हम मॉनसून सीजन में करते हैं, so a pet parent, what precautions should a pet parent take during that time?
Yeah, this is one very important vital part which you have bring up. Monsoon पे आप ज़्यादातर outdoor activities करवा नहीं पाते हो compared to the other seasons because there will be rain, there will be like waterlogging and things, and rather than going for too many fancy things, I think raincoat बोलो आप, socks or shoes के अलावा you can focus on the basic things rather, as you cannot do much of the outdoor activities. घर में बहुत सारे चीज़ों में आप डॉग या कैट को लाइक इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं ब्रीड स्पेसिफिक बोल रहा हूँ, लाइक डैशहाउंड्स, दे हैव स्मॉलर लेग्स एंड दे आर द काइंड ऑफ ब्रीड्स हु आर वेरी जॉयफुल एंड प्लेफुल. उन लोगों के लिए आप कोई सैंड बॉक्स या कुछ रख दो, दे लाइक व्हाट यू कॉल इट, दे लाइक डिगिंग. दिस इज वन ऑफ द लाइक देयर healthiest habit, you could say. There is one of the things they enjoy the most. For example, beagles. Okay, beagles are very stubborn breeds and they enjoy a lot of activities and playfulness. Beagle के लिए जैसा आप rope toys वगैरह ये सब चीज में आप उसको engage कर सकते हो, ठीक है. Smaller breeds like Lhasa, Shih Tzu or even cats, you can engage in a lot of ring games, okay, or small toys. They would love enjoying that, ठीक है. You should give minimum time to spend with them as they're mostly involved in the indoor activities. आप अगर उसको सारा दिन घर पे ही छोड़ के जा रहे हो तो there is no point keeping them indoor, So they should always be there.
ऐसे स्लिपिंग के केसेस आते हैं सर आपके पास कि usually during monsoon season the roads are slippery and if a dog walks by, even for
that is a very vital point. Slippery के cases में see, in the recent 5-10 years, mostly these are very big concern for the large bed dogs. In the last 5-10 years, the flooring patterns of our households has changed, irrespective of cities. Nowadays, we are mostly having the synthetic flooring, either it's ceramic, vitrified, or tiles. It becomes very difficult with the larger bed dogs. Okay, as the floor is more moist at this time, dogs are not two-legged like us. They're four-legged animals. But the irony is, even cats at sometimes after a certain age, but the irony is their weight-bearing capacity is not same in all their four legs. The four legs, the shoulder can be a 60% of the body weight, whereas the hind legs can only be the 40% of the body weight. So hind legs are born weaker for the dogs and cats. So if you're not taking proper measure, and second thing is the cat list, it helps in that. We are flat-footed. Okay, dogs and cats are not flat-footed. They are anatomically structured in that way. They need to grip. This is how they are structured. So if the floors are mostly slippery, ceramic, vitrified, and tiles, at times they start losing their grip, and you have to be very extra cautious during the monsoon time because the floor has a tendency to be more containing more moisture. Okay, yes. They might slip. Once the dog sleeps or a cat sleeps, they might get into other complications like hip dysplasia or hip degenerations. Okay, especially you have to be extra cautious or alert for elder cats and dogs. Okay, you have to be very careful with them.
Correct. Okay? आपने स्टार्टिंग में एक पॉइंट मेंशन किया था सर, थंडरस्टॉर्म्स और हेवी रेन्स. सो अभी बात करते हैं कि व्हाट सेफ्टी प्रिकॉशंस वी कैन टेक ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम.
Okay, this is one of the thing you should be
like you mentioned, rabbits को एक थोड़ा सा भी sound आया तो they go into panic state. So what can we do about that?
See, this is a very big part as well. Pets, mostly the domesticated ones, strays are still genetically modified. Stray dogs and cats, they know how to tackle the situations. Okay. They have kind of accustomed themselves with this kind of things, but domesticated dogs and cats are not very accustomed with this kind of things, especially for the young ones who are possibly facing their first rainy season. Those dogs and cats who are facing it for the first time, maybe born in the summertime or in the month of January or so.
Right.
At their younghood, they are facing this kind of thing: thunderstorm, heavy rains, and these noises and sound. It scares them. Okay. It scares them like anything, because the sounds you are hearing, they are hearing 7 times more than us. Okay.
Oh.
So it gives a lot of effect. Okay. It scares them like anything, I've said. So you have to be very cautious with this. At least play some light music and sounds. If they have a tendency to hide, okay, don't drag them from there. If they're hiding under a table or they have some specific hide spots, it's better to engage them at that place only. Don't disturb them. If that means they're feeling safe at the spot, that's why they're hiding there. Okay. And there are, for some pets, if there is like heavy rain for 5 days at a stretch, okay, it's raining, it's bad rain, there is sounds and everything, pets are not having food properly, they're being so terrified. आपको बहुत ध्यान रखना है कि अगर ऐसा सिचुएशन होता है, then you might need to medicate also. There is some anti-anxiety or this kind of medications are there. If 5 days of long heavy rains are there, okay, उसके लिए anti-anxiety medication क्या आता है? For example, mind calming tablet, Angiocare. There are some name of the medications you'll get in the veterinary pharmaceuticals. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, if they're being very panicked, even if you're not taking the thing seriously, they might get a cardiac arrest also out of fear. Okay. So you have to be careful with this. अगर ये ज़्यादा ही हो रहा है, आपका डॉग या कैट हाइपोथर्मिक हो गया, बॉडी टेम्परेचर फॉल कर गया, खाना नहीं खा रहा है, शिवरिंग हो रहा है, you have to rush to a vet. Okay.
So any specific dietary plans you need to consider as a pet parent?
Yes. Specific dietary plans, I mean, as there is more humidity or moisture in the weather, you have to make sure hydration should be very much proper. Okay. Body dehydrated होने का chances ज़्यादा रहता है. So water intake should be adequate. If your dog or cat is not very prone to have very much water by themselves, खुद से ज़्यादा पानी नहीं पीते ये लोग. तो at times आप जो खाना भी आप दे रहे हो, you have to make sure उसमें enough amount of stock या broth आपको रखना चाहिए, ताकि सही amount of water intake body में जाना चाहिए. So it should not cause any dehydration, which might progress in other diseases. Okay.
Correct.
So diet should be well comprised of water. ठीक है. आपका डॉग अगर मोस्टली ड्राई फूड भी खाता है, तो आप वेरी कॉशियस कि आप सही अमाउंट ऑफ उसमें पानी दे रहे हो, इज वेल सोक्ड. ठीक है. और उसमें सही अमाउंट ऑफ पानी रहना चाहिए. घर का खाना भी आप दे रहे हो तो उसमें मोस्टली वाटर कंटेंट शुड बी हायर इन दैट, ताकि कोई भी डिहाइड्रेशन ना हो. ठीक है. Light meal should be given instead of giving very much heavier meals, because as I mentioned कुछ टाइम पहले ही बात हो रहा था, GI infection, gastro infections are ज़्यादा होते हैं मानसून टाइम में, because any organism, कोई भी बैक्टीरिया हो, फंगस हो, whether it's in skin और गैस्ट्रो में भी ये ज़्यादा होने के चांसेस रहते हैं, पेट खराब होने के चांसेस ज़्यादा रहते हैं. तो heavy meal should not be there because it might causes disturbances in the metabolism. ठीक है. डाइजेशन सही से नहीं हो पाएंगे और उससे GI infection होने का चांसेस और बढ़ जाएंगे. So you can give repeated meals, but lighter meals at once. Okay. And water intake should be in good amount.
Correct.
Chicken.
Okay, sir. One final question.
Yes.
Are there any specific hazards or toxic substances that pet parents should be aware of during monsoon season?
See, that is a broad question, I would say. As specifically, I don't feel कोई टॉक्सिक स्पेसिफिकेशन है जो मानसून में ज़्यादा होते हैं, बट यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल विद द फूड यू आर गिविंग. मानसून पे एज यू आर कीपिंग द फूड एंड मोस्टली द कैट्स, डॉग से भी ज़्यादा, डॉग का एटलीस्ट टेंडेंसी रहता है जो भी खाना दे रहे हो एट ए टाइम वो लोग फिनिश करते हैं. कैट का फिर भी टेंडेंसी रहता है कि जो आप खाना दे रहे हो आफ्टर फ्यू आवर्स द फिनिश इज बीइंग केप्ट इंडोर फॉर ए लॉन्ग फ्रेम ऑफ टाइम. The possibilities of food being stale and damaged is in monsoon is higher than the rest of the seasons. Food stale अगर होंगे तो टॉक्सिकेशन होने का चांसेस रहेंगे. फंगस या बैक्टीरियल ऑर्गेनिज्म उसमें ग्रो करेंगे, तो उससे
Correct.
स्टमक इन्फेक्शन होने का चांसेस और बढ़ेंगे. इफ योर पेट मोस्टली बीइंग फेड ऑन द कमर्शियल डाइट, ड्राई फूड ज्यादा खाते हैं, you have to make sure you are properly sealing this, अच्छे से सील करके रखना है. It should be air tight ताकि उसमें moisture ना जाए, ताकि उसमें कुछ इंटॉक्सिकेशन वर्म्स वगैरह ना हो पाए, उसमें कुछ तरीके का इन्फेक्शन ना ग्रो कर पाए. ठीक है. दिस आर थिंग. ऐसे स्पेसिफिक इंटॉक्सिकेशंस तो नहीं होता, बट यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल विद द फूड यू आर गिविंग. If your dog or cat has tendency to finish the meal at once, ऐसा अगर टेंडेंसी है, you rather, even if they are not liking it, उन लोगों का अगर ईगो हर्ट भी होता है कि मुझे कम खाना दिया तो होने दो, कोई बात नहीं, बट एट ए टाइम कम खाना ही दीजिए ताकि खाना वेस्ट ना हो, स्टिल ना हो. स्टिल अगर होंगे तो उससे कॉम्प्लिकेशन और बढ़ेंगे. ठीक है. उससे इंटॉक्सिकेशन होने के ज्यादा चांसेस रहते हैं.
Correct. And what indoor activities can pet parents engage themselves with pets during monsoon season?
जॉब छोड़ दो, घर में बैठो, like give
Just to engage.
most of the times to your pets, जितना टाइम आप ज्यादा दे सको डॉग्स एंड कैट्स को. इंडोर एक्टिविटीज फॉर एग्जांपल, लाइक जैसा बोल रहा था मैं, सम डॉग्स लाइक हैविंग द फेचिंग करवा सकते हो आप इंडोर एक्टिविटीज में. लाइक cats get entertained by very much smaller things. You don't have to buy fancy and very expensive things. छोटा सा एक टॉय हो, छोटा सा एक like small colorful pieces, you run it, they'll run after it, they'll love enjoying it. Spend most time as much you can. Large dog के लिए specifically monsoon पे, as they are mostly indoor, large dog अगर है, you should give them some space instead of putting them in the bedroom and some congested space. ज्यादातर टाइम कोशिश करना चाहिए कि लार्ज डॉग को या लार्ज वेट डॉग्स को आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा एरिया दे सको, so they can breathe and like they should not feel suffocated. And that also hampers their mental health as well. ठीक है. And they are meant to be have the human companionship. This is what they deserves. Okay. So you have to make sure कि आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा टाइम उन लोगों को दे रहे हो, क्योंकि बाहर जाने के उन लोगों के ज्यादा चांसेस नहीं रहते हैं मॉनसून पे. एंड यू हैव टू वेरी केयरफुल. बाहर अगर थंडरस्टॉर्म दिखे, क्लाउडी वेदर दिखे, यू शुड प्रेफर नॉट टेकिंग देम आउटसाइड मच. Many of the pet parents at today's time, mostly the youth generation, they are being engaged with so many works. बाहर जाने के टाइम पे भी the dogs or cats are mostly engaged with the workers or the handlers जो dog cat को बाहर लेके जाते हैं.
Correct.
So it's very obvious वो लोग जब भी बाहर लेके जा रहे हैं, घर पे लाने के बाद, even if the dog or cat gets wet, वो लोग उतना सही तरीके से लाइक ए पेट पेरेंट उसको लाइक ड्राई करवाना, वो सब उनसे नहीं हो पाएगा. एटलीस्ट यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दे आर बीइंग टॉवल ड्राइड प्रॉपर्ली. ठीक है. बॉडी पे कोई भी पानी नहीं बैठना चाहिए, विच माइट बाद में जाके उन लोग का डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ इन्फेक्शन में बदल सकता है. तो आउटडोर एक्टिविटीज या बाहर ले जाने के टाइम पे भी हैव टू बी वेरी क्लियर एंड थिंग्स विद योर हैंडलर और द पर्सन हु टेक्स केयर ऑफ योर डॉग. Even if you're take care of a dog by yourself, you have to be very cautious and careful. बाहर जब भी मानसून के टाइम में जितना हो सके घर में ही रखिए. ठीक है. एंड ऐसा नहीं कि आप बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिविटीज करवाओ. ठीक है. एक्टिविटीज करवाने के टाइम में स्पेशली स्मॉल वेट डॉग्स, इफ दे स्टार्ट पैंटिंग, ठीक है, उन लोग का टंग ब्लू हो जा रहे हैं या दे आर पैंटिंग, मतलब पैंट कर रहे हैं, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं उसको, हाइपर ब्रीथिंग, सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो रहा है, यू शुड इमीडिएटली स्टॉप प्लेइंग विद देम. ओके.
उसका क्या मीनिंग होता है सर ब्लू होने का? टंग
लेस ऑक्सीजन. ठीक है. दे आर बीइंग सो एग्जॉस्टेड. सी डॉग्स एंड कैट्स, इन लोगों का एक मेन चीज है, वी ह्यूमंस वी कैन स्वेट. ओके. हम लोग का सेबेशियस ग्लैंड्स है, हम लोग का गर्मी लगे, हम लोग का अगर ओवर एक्सॉस्टेड हो जाए, हम लोग का अगर बहुत एक्साइटमेंट हो, हम स्वेट कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज आवर स्किन प्रोड्यूस द सेबम. हम लोग स्वेट कर सकते हैं. बट डॉग्स एंड कैट्स, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द स्नाउट एंड द पॉ, they can't sweat. How they exhale out their excess body heat? Through salivation and panting. आपको अगर लगे कि देखिए आपका डॉग या कैट का टंग ब्लू हो रहा है, salivation या panting हो रहा है, you should stop immediately playing with them. Okay. Give them some rest. अगर ज्यादा ही कुछ देखे, ज्यादा ही ब्लू हो रहा है, you should immediately consult with the vet. ठीक है. और give ample amount of water. Don't force feed them water. That might cause choking as well. So yeah, you have to be extra cautious.
Great. So I think we have covered every question.
I believe.
Yeah, on monsoon care. and it was great having you on the episode, sir. Thank you so much.
I'm honored.
आपने इतना टाइम निकाल के इतना इंसाइटफुल एपिसोड दिया हमारे ऑडियंस को, एंड आई एम श्योर जो व्यूअर्स देख रहे हैं इस एपिसोड को, दे हैव लर्नड समथिंग, and more important than, they will implement those things that they have learned.
I'm sure. And at the end of the day, I'd say being a veterinarian, we are being attached or engaged in such noble profession. It's my core belief. It's not only to treat the pets, it's not only saving them or curing them, it's also our biggest responsibility to educate our pet parents also.
Correct.
To convey
Yes.
the things, the day-to-day basis we're learning. We should convey the things to the pet parents, so they should be aware of things as well, what to do.
Correct.
What
so that they can make more informed and educated decisions for the well-being of their
exactly
pets.
exactly.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. बहुत मजा आया आपको.
Thanks to the team for conducting such a nice interview, so I can reach out to a lot of people.
Thank you, sir, and all the best to you. And we hope to see you soon again on the show.
Yeah, sure. And all the best to Pawzeeble as well. They're doing a great job. They have like मेरा clinic management पे बहुत सारा like responsibilities you have taken the shoulder to do the management of the patients, are keeping it in a proper way. And I have all the best wishes from my side to Pawzeeble and the pet vet to grow further and help the veterinarians to, give a more better future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.